Good morning, everyone. Welcome. My name is Menachem Creditor. It's my honor to serve as scholar in residence and rabbi for UJA Federation of New York. We bring you Torah and music, blessing, and community every weekday. We've been doing so since March 18th, 2020. Today it is Tuesday, November 26th, 2024. It's 4.5 years of Torah every single day, of friends every single day, of finding each other every single day, and learning some Torah, saying good morning to each other by name. Arlene and Penny, it's good to see you. Rosa and Linda, Valerie, good to see all of you. I hope that you and yours are safe and well. It's broadcast 1183. Thank you, Penny. It is day 417 of the war. It's good to see you here. Let's say good morning to a few friends. Liam, nice to see you, my friend. Michelle and Jonathan, Boker Tov, Deborah and Amy, Barry, good to see you. See who else is here. My screen's jumping around. I don't want to miss anybody today. Debbie, Jacqueline, good to see you. Hi, Sharon. Lydia and Helen, Boker Tov. Hi, Susie. Hope that you are well. Helen, good morning. Hi, Lydia. Lydia, you are waiting for your dear partner in the hospital who's currently having a surgical procedure for skin cancer. We are praying for your partner. Julie Ann and Helen, good to see you. Arlene, Fabrice sending love to Paris. Natalia, good morning. Natalie, Barbara and Corinne, hi. Adrian and Jack, Marcia and Chana, Arlene, Amy, Jerry, Cecile. I was going to say hi to everybody by name. It's so good. Anna, Bensi, nice to see you. Cassandra and Deborah, Ellen. Chana, today your movers are coming to take your furniture to Israel. Bless you, my friend, with a smooth and supported journey. So excited for you. Keep us posted. Randy, nice to see you. All right, everybody, let's take a breath. We're going to sing a blessing, learn some Torah today. Here we go. Anava, good to see you. Hi, Kate. Hi, Minna. Hi, Anya. La, 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 la. La, 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 la. Diddy, la, 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 la. Ay, la, la, la. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu לעשות בדברי תורה, לעשות בדברי תורה, הפוך בה והפוך בה, לעשות בדברי תורה. תדיה לה 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 לה, תדיה לה לה לה. Everybody, it's good to see you all. Want to share one thing that maybe you could take some action on, everyone, which is that still in the comments when people are saying hello, if they use the word Israel, their comment is hidden. I can see it a little bit faded, and I have to unhide it myself. And so maybe write to Meta, the parent company for Facebook and for Instagram, and call them on that. That would be a good thing to do. There's no hiding the word Israel, not in any good way. And so, anyway, something to do. I also wanted to share in advance of looking at the Parsha itself that 1 year ago yesterday, I keep on seeing memories that people are sharing my own on Facebook. 1 year ago, we were experiencing the only release of hostages that were part of a negotiated deal. Yeah, Valerie, you're writing Israel, and I have to unhide it again. So that tells you that there's an issue. So thank you for testing it. 1 year ago, there were tearful reunions when old people and children, Marcia, yes, it's happening again. And so every time you do it, I will unhide the message, but I'm letting you know that when people use the word Israel, often their comments are being hidden. Um, by the way, perhaps that's for protection because the anti-Israel trolls are clearly very active. So, Deborah, you too, letting you know that your comment was automatically hidden. I'm unhiding it. Okay. So, um, we are in a moment where hundreds and hundreds of Israeli soldiers have lost their lives in battle, where of the 101 remaining hostages, we don't know how many are alive. And so, what I want to do, friends, is name that as the cost of what remains a necessary war, but the adjudicating of that war is being debated about in Israel. I'm not talking about the world's perspective. I'm talking about Israeli citizens mobilizing to influence the direction of Israel. And it's complicated from a diaspora position to speak with any authority, with a different kind of skin in the game. All I can say is that these memories of 1 year ago are piercing. Those reunion scenes are piercing. And they're in my eyes as I look at this week's Parsha. Because Toldot is a million things, friends. A million things. And one of them is that the competition for a birthright figures prominently. If you remember, in every generation of the Torah, in the book of Genesis at least, we're supposed to think in advance that the eldest child will inherit, but of course it's not the eldest child who inherits. In fact, even before it's about inheriting, and even before it's about what becomes the Jewish family, the wrestling, the conflict between brothers is the very beginning of the Torah. Cain and Abel. Cain is the oldest. And how powerful and disturbing it is that even in that moment, blessing seems to be in limited quantity. And so when the gift of Havel, the gift of Abel, is accepted, Cain gets angry, doesn't know the consequence of his own actions. In every generation, it seems like there's a limited amount of blessing. Out of Noach's children, Shem seems to be Shem, Ham, and Yafet. Shem seems to get the privileged position. And then when it comes to Avraham's children, his surrogate son, Lot, does not inherit. He gets property, but doesn't become the inheritor. Ishmael is the eldest. He does not inherit the covenantal position, though he does get a blessing directly from God. And of Isaac's children, and this is the moment that we are in, Jacob and Esau, Yaakov and Esav, it is a complicated moment to say the very least, to see the competition for their father's love and the disagreement between parents who is the favorite, which of course is a recipe for disaster. The Torah is about overturning those expectations of primogeniture. And so, primogeniture meaning that the eldest son will inherit the birthright and property. So we're supposed to be surprised at every turn, but the conduct in order to achieve that privileged position when it comes to Yaakov is very complicated. Yaakov, Jacob, is, his name means heel. He's born holding on to his older brother's heel. And now, older brother, they're twins, older brother by moments. But he's born holding on to his older brother's heel. And that tells you that Yaakov is, until his name change, at the very least, defined by others. Yaakov also means deceiver. And so that's not how we come to our place in the world. And that's how, God forbid, we perpetuate the competition between blessing. Valerie, letting you know that I see what you posted, and it was automatically hidden too. So we've got an issue. Thank you for looking into it. And Gail, Mazel Tov on your granddaughter's bat mitzvah yesterday. Back to the conversation. What I want us to wonder about, and I don't have a resolution to offer today, what I want us to wonder about is, are blessings actually that limited? Does there have to be a limit to the blessing that we offer our children? What an intense thing it is, as a parent, to read the biblical text in Parshat Toldot, where there are lies and plots and deceptions and vulnerability, not just dysfunction, but competition for what seems like the limited love of a parent. I'm not saying that the basis of Yisrael, of Yaakov, is eternally that, but it seems clear that he's not born into circumstances that are conducive for health in a family. And we have the choice, often, obviously, those of us who take care of others, to make sure that the love we provide is more than adequate. It's overflowing, and it's felt like a wave of life and support and blessing to those who look to us. And that's not only our biological children, it's not only our children. Love is not limited. Love can overflow. And in this week's Parsha, we see the necessity of remembering that. What if Rebecca wasn't worried about her husband's decisions? What if she trusted? What if Esav the hunter and Yaakov the tent dweller, what if they talked? There are two moments in the Parsha where the birthright is transferred. One is when Esav comes in hungry from the field and begs for the pot of lentil stew that Yaakov is making. And Yaakov says, yes, you can have. Just give me the birthright first. And Esav says, what do I need a birthright for if I'm going to die? And tradition always makes Esav out to be whining at the very least, despising of the birthright at worst, all in order to defend Yaakov's actions. But actually, it's complicated, isn't it? Someone comes in hungry, feed them. Feed them. And so the challenge in this moment, friends, is for us to figure out how to have expansive hearts once again. I'm working on that myself. What it is to feel my heart melt when brought together with others. I've always been someone who leans into the power and blessing of intergroup relations. I remain that way, really. But since October 7th, I don't feel it as much. I don't feel trusting as much. And that's painful in its own way. I really do see the reruns now of 1 year ago today. Israelis taken hostage, released in a negotiated temporary ceasefire, running into their beloved's arms. And it's painful. And I look at images of soldiers who have died in battle, protecting my family. And it's hard. As Deborah just said very simply, it's hard to trust others after trauma. And we're not in a position where letting down our guards feels right. But I read this Parsha and I know that it's not what I want for my children. And we have to do it in a way that we learn from our ancestors also what not to do. There should be no limit to love and no limit to blessing we can share. Now, I know that sharing requires two willing partners. And I don't know that that exists in this situation, at least in Israel right now. It's hard, and as Rosa just wrote, it takes time. But I want to read this Parsha and really read it. I want to let it in. I want, for the sake of my children, and deep down for the sake of every child, I want things to be different. I want to fight for that difference. I am proud that within the borders of Israel, Israeli Arabs, Druze, Bedouins, Jews, Christians, there is friendship. One of the most remarkable things over the last 417 days of war is that the Israeli Arab population did not respond to Hamas's call to fight from within. That's not what they want. Israel might not be the simplest of places for Israeli Arabs, but they are Israelis. And when I think about family, I think about them too. I wonder if that's supposed to be enough, or if actually one day, please God, peace is the goal still. I pray for it. Not just peace within our people. Maybe the way Jack is saying it is the way that I feel at the moment. I haven't lost compassion, but I have lost trust. This last trip to Israel just 2 weeks ago, feels like a million years ago, with clergy members of different faiths from Westchester, New York, was an example of how good it can be. To feel love, free-flowing blessing, to cherish each other's way of accessing the divine. But I think that's because there was no hurt happening within the group. Members of the group were feeling hurt, but we weren't hurting each other. So let me bless us, and my own heart, of course, and the souls of Jacob and Esav, Yaakov and Esav, all of us. It can be different. It can be better. We don't have to lie. And we don't have to worry about there being enough love. Not when we are mindful about expanding the capacities of our hearts to truly embrace everyone in need. I know that's what we're about. But as David just wrote, it's a daily practice to open one's heart. So let's make a deal, you and me, friends. Let's both work, all of us work, on opening our own hearts, trusting carefully, being patient and giving it time, but knowing that if we don't do that work, the story of Yaakov and Esav continues. Thanks, Susie. Deal. I'll do my part, you do yours. And we will build this world from love. Steadily, even if slowly. It's good work. Thanks for sharing it. So, we'll see each other tomorrow. I know it's Erev, Thanksgiving, but I'll see you tomorrow. And for now, let's send our hearts to the east. Take a breath. Bring to your mind an image of someone who deserves to be home. All of those faces. Pray for them with me. Kolon baleva penima nefesh Yehudi homia ulefate mizrach kadima ayin letzion Sophia od lo avda תקוותנו, התקווה בת שנות 2000, להיות עם חופשי בארצנו, ארץ ציון וירושלים, להיות עם חופשי בארצנו, ארץ ציון וירושלים. Bring them home now. Am Yisrael Chai. See you tomorrow, friends.